a small farmhouse near Cattle, Georgia in 1919. My father's a sharecropper and my dad's a slave. My grandpa was a slave. In 1920, my dad decided to move to find new work and he decided to go to Texas. He never returned, and later in 1920, my mom decided that me and my siblings would all move west to California. And a few years later, when I was in elementary, there were two baseball teams and they both wanted me. One team offered to share their lunches, so that made it easy to decide because that helped my mom save money. When I got older, I joined the Pepperstreet gang. We never hurt anyone, but we got into plenty of trouble. Someone told me I need courage to quit, so I did. In high school, I was an average student and an outstanding athlete. I played for the baseball, basketball, football, and track teams. I was not offered an athletic scholarship, so I went to nearby Pasadena Junior College. In college, I was the QB of the football team and the basketball team's top scorer. My greatest day in junior college was setting a record for the broad jump at a track meet, and then racing up to a baseball game. Well, during the game, our team won the league championship, and I was voted the most valuable junior college baseball player. After graduating, I went to nearby UCLA. At UCLA, I played the same four sports I always had. I was the first student to win a letter in four sports. I left early in 1941 to help my mom earn money and ended up in Honolulu, Hawaii. Shortly before I was to leave, the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. By the time I was back in California, the United States was at war. In 1942, I got drafted into the U.S. Army and was sent to Fort Riley, Kansas. After completing basic training, I passed Robertson's Candidate School. I was later accepted and quickly rose to the rank of second lieutenant. I was then transferred to Fort Hood, Texas, and while there on an army bus, I was told to move to the back. I refused and was put on trial. I was proved innocent and asked to be released from the army and sent to Camp Breckenridge, Kentucky to wait for my discharge papers. And while there, I met another soldier who had been a professional black baseball player for the Montreal Royals. He convinced me to apply, and in 1945 I was accepted. I now had a new job playing baseball. Baseball had always been a segregated sport, though. People protested outside of games saying blacks have fought and died for America and should be able to play alongside whites. In 1945, while I was shortstop for the Kansas City Monarchs, scouts for the white team, Brooklyn Dodgers, were watching. The president, Ranch Rickey, wanted to end baseball segregation, so he sent scouts to find a good black player, and they chose me. Ransom asked I had the courage to not fight back. And then I signed a contract to play for the one league below the Brooklyn Dodgers, which is the Montreal Royals. With the Dodgers, I got a good salary and a bonus. In 1946, I married Rachel Ism. Having her made the next few years a bit easier. And Ricky was right about people calling me names, but no matter how mean they got, it just made me more determined to be my best. In that same year, I was the top batter in the league, and we had the best minor league team in baseball. We also had our first kid that same year, Jackie Jr. In 1947, the Brooklyn Dodgers officially made me the first black baseball player in the MLB. It was still hard because people still hated me, but I kept on trying harder. And that same year, I was voted the Rookie of the Year, and our team won the National League pennant but lost to the Yankees. In 1949, I had the highest batting average and the most stolen bases of every player, and voted the MVP. With the Dodgers, we won 6 pennants and won the World Series in 1955. The next year, 1956, was the last year. But earlier, in 1950 and 1952, we had a daughter, Sharon, and son, David. In 1962, I got elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame, and 3 years later, in 1965, Branch Rickey died. It was sad because he was like a father to me. And 3 years later, my mom died, and in 1971, Jackie Jr. died in a terrible car crash. In 1972, I had developed diabetes and heart disease, and I died of a heart attack at the age of 53.